While Rob puts it on. Because of the good morning again. Today is the 24th of the 2nd. And Andres, today you're going to talk to us about the CPD. Did I get it right, Bob?
I think so.
Yeah.
And thank you, Andre. I think this is probably one of the most significant, most important things that has been introduced to us in terms of our businesses for aeons. And really, really looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So, Andre, over to you.
Okay. Sometime last year, maybe October-ish, I'm not sure, various people who were considered to be in the medical field, and somehow I was included, but the others were doctors, Barry Bland, Dr. Caesar, Rajan Kupan, were asked to attend a meeting with Drew and Connie, where Connie put forward a proposal about making these CPD points available through our platform. And she obviously, from her previous job, knew how to do it. She had, I think, been responsible for putting stuff in place. And so the general consensus was that she would prepare material and then see if she could have it registered so that the CPD, well, apparently they're called CEU points, by the way, Monica. CPD is the platform, and the points that you earn are CEU points. And these are points that people in most professional spheres, but we're talking about the general health sphere, have to gather during the course of a year in order to keep their licenses. And the idea is brilliant because it is about keeping current with your profession. It probably works extremely well for some people, and other people skive and dive and do as little as possible to earn the points, but that's life, isn't it? Anyway, so we were asked to put forward some topics, and then the idea was that Connie would go ahead and explore this. And I put a video up on the Saturday group that was shared by Drew, where last week they called the president's team and world team representatives together to talk about the launch of this thing. And they explain what the intention is, and there are some people asking questions. And it's very important to listen to, because Drew also speaks quite well about how they envisage it being used. The reason we need to look at this is because it's a tool, but it's not going to do the job that we as distributors are required to do. So as far as I can understand, because I haven't seen the video yet, there is right at the beginning, there is some info about Neolife. In other words, Neolife is placed as the sponsor of these CEU what do you call them, courses or offerings. But during the talk, no mention whatsoever is made about our product. So it's not an advertisement for our products. It wouldn't work that way. It's not a good idea. It is supposedly about information where nutrition impacts on healthcare. And I must say I was a little bit taken aback by the title of the first one that is going out. I don't know if you've seen it. It's something like the carotenoid status and prognosis for breast cancer survival, or something. And I thought, my goodness, that is incredibly narrow. And how would a pharmacist or a physio or an OT find that interesting at all? Not sure I know the answer to that yet, but someone was trying to explain to me that if you are a health provider, the more you know about the whole gamut, probably the better it is. And if you're looking for CEU points and they are easily obtained, and they are obtained for free. There's no charge for people to do this, and you can do it in the convenience of your own home, etc., etc. Maybe they'd be interested. But what we need to do is to understand that we need to develop a relationship with the person first, and then say, look, are you looking for ways to earn CEU points? And then if the person says yes, then you say, if I sent you, our usual words, if I sent you a link for a way in which you could do so, would you be interested in taking a look? And the person presumably says yes, and then takes a look. Now, the way in which it works is that they have to register, and when they register, they've got to put in a number. It's called something like an HPSC something number. Bob, you would know that number.
Yeah, we each have our professional registration numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to put in your professional registration number, and you also have to put in the name of the person who sent you the link or invited you to attend. Now, we can't attend because several reasons. One is we don't have we don't have that number. We can't register. We are not medical practitioners. Bob, you could attend because you are.
Yeah.
But the rest of us are not. And they were also very strong that they were not trying to make, to upskill distributors and make them think that they now had medical information, and that they were better skilled than they are, because we are just messengers, really. And so it is very definitely closed to non-professionals on purpose. But we will be sent a message that says, Andre, there was a guest that you invited on the call today. This is the person, and it's now up to you to go back to that person and engage with them, and then see whether basically have the conversation as we would anyway, and ask them if they would be interested in sourcing any of, or learning more about the products that we use and sourcing them possibly for their clients. So it is a tool, but it is not going to do any of the work for you. The legwork, the connecting, the follow-up, and all that is to our account. I'd like Bob's opinion about how attractive a particular talk would be, and I'll look it up. The title. The title is, no, not there. I'm a bit of a purist, and for me, it's very difficult to smudge the lines, So when it talks about circulating carotenoids and breast cancer among, sorry, I can't open it. Can't open it enough to read the thing. So, basically circulating carotenoids and breast cancer.
Are you looking on your phone, Andre?
Yeah.
Okay. On the Saturday
I
morning
posted it on the Saturday group a while back.
Okay. Is it a video?
No, it's the ad. It's a one-page. It's the invitation. Bob,
Okay.
if you were a pharmacist, would that actually hold any interest to you? Or does it just sound too much like something that a gynae or a physician or a GP would need to know? You're muted, Bob. Bob, you're muted.
Yeah, if you have an interest in oncology particularly, that's where it is. And for me, it would be interesting, but that's because it's one of the fields that I look at as well. And it would provide that, but yeah, it is for us, particularly with Neolife, it is just it's a narrow pathway to look at, but it's of interest, but only really, I think, if you have an interest in oncology, and also that you have an understanding of it, because even a lot of GPs wouldn't really even look too much at it. So
Yeah. What I am doing, and I'll see how it pans out, I've got two people that I know, as I think immediately, that I have actually approached and asked them if I can send them the info, and they are dietitians. Now it's more information than a dietitian would need to know in terms of the title, but I will have the conversation with them and say, look, circulating carotenoids are a diet-related thing. And so if it's important for people dealing with cancer, breast cancer in this particular case, but I'm sure it's true of all, you would recommend diets which would up their carotenoid levels. How would you do that? And would you consider also suggesting that they take a very good supplement which is proven to have this effect? And then you can direct the conversation towards your offering and see if you could get a common ground with the dietitian. So I am trying it with dietitians, but I think one really has to very much have the conversation with the people as to why you're even sending it to them. It's not just about the CEU points, but what value would they get from this particular thing? I know you're not an oncologist, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but you're right. In the nutrition field, it would, and I think the other thing is to break ground as far as many medical practitioners are concerned that even consider nutrition, because the majority of them just say don't. And even oncologists, we found one along our whole pathway who even would listen to me. So
yeah. No, they're very closed bookish, and so I think that was also part. I'll get to Monica. That was also part of Connie's thought. And then the other thing which she says in that video, which I sent you, is that it is a way of giving credibility to our company and our product, that they are doing this outreach or education, offering that to the broader profession, and nobody else is doing that. So we'll see how it goes, and I do hope I hope that they become slightly more general. I don't know, I can't recall anyone being as specific when they suggested topics. We were much more broad about it. Like I remember that the one topic that I suggested was the power of nutrition or nutritional supplements or nutrition in helping children with issues like ADD and autism. And there's tons of evidence that the nutritional status of these kids can in fact be the underlying cause of those conditions. And if you correct that, for many of them, they don't need the drugs. Some do, but I was hoping for it to be a bit broader in that sense. Yeah, Monica.
We had in our, and I just thought maybe we should just brainstorm a little bit. Then you've come up with dietitians, Andre, and other possible people we might, if we're going to call it targeting, who may have specific interest in this particular topic. So we had in our B&B in December somebody, a specialist doctor who does mammograms. And so for someone like that, it may be, it's outside of the whole operating the machine kind of thing, but or another way to look at it would be to contact someone you have built a bit of relationship with and say, if you're not interested, do you know somebody else who use the same old technique?
Mm.
And so I'm thinking, so it's dietitians, nutritionists. I don't know, nutritionists probably don't need to do this CEU thing. I don't know if they have to register. Do they, Bob?
Coming, yeah.
If they've got a qualification.
We've done it for years. And they're bringing everybody, the accountants, they're bringing everybody into the field. Everybody's going to have to do it.
Okay.
Every profession.
So dietitians, nutritionists, and I'm thinking of the mammogram people.
Well, GPs, I think, we need to start the process of trying to broaden their perspectives, I think, and it may be a way.
Obviously there are more and more of these
Oncologists,
functional medicine people out there, doctors who are choosing to go more into the alternatives. Then there's the homeopaths. So I think there's quite a broad spectrum of people to approach if you can get the relationship going with them.
someone else that I've invited, I've only invited 3 people, but the third person he's young, newly qualified as a naturopath. And his father is a pharmacist, so I suggested that he invite his father as well. We'll see where that goes. This qualification he did was through University of the Western Cape, and I've met 2 of these youngsters who qualified last year. And apparently the course that they did, they were the last students of that course, and they apparently revamping the course, so it's not happening right now, which is a bit unsettling. But they do a lot of really side things, like meditation, and not that I believe there's anything wrong with that, but I haven't yet established how much they actually do that is clinical, shall we say, rather than alternative. And I did have a little inner gripe. Bob might recognize the feeling. The 4-year degree, including these esoteric side things, and they call themselves doctors.
Sure.
So they come into the field and they are doctor so-and-so and doctor so-and-so. And it's an erosion, if you like, of
yeah, Andre, I also get that
rigor.
that feeling when a 31-year-old is suddenly made into just about a principal of a school.
Yeah. It's not that they're geniuses. It's just that the whole thing is eroding. It's like, giving people A's when they really C grade students, etc. It's part of the same thing. And it makes any qualification suspect, even the topmost qualification. Because you can't discern, there's no,
well, even more reason for them to be doing these courses, Andre.
Absolutely. But I hope he does listen. We'll see. Yeah.
I just also think that breast cancer is such a huge issue out there. That I think we shouldn't underestimate how that, and people are reading things online all the time, and maybe that they don't know, if they may know some of the words, but then hopefully what Neolife is going to be teaching is going to expand that knowledge. It was my GP who told me it was 1 in 8, and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Looking at me with that sort of look. So, Andre, thank you. Okay, so I want you one of you please just define CEU stands for Continuous Educational Units.
Education units, yes. So you get
Yeah.
1 per hour of activity, and Connie says that each one of these things is an hour. She says she doesn't talk to the full hour, but she opens it to questions and answers. And then it will be recorded and available on the platform for people who've registered to become part of the CPD club, or whatever they call it, for a full year before it's removed and new material is put on. So she's got 6 prepared for the year, and if it works, it'll be an ongoing project. So every 2 months, a new offering will be put out.
Can I just ask another sort of a practical question? So, Bob, you'll be able to answer this. So they could do one from Neolife and one from somebody else and another one from, they don't have to, they can do from a variety of places.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
you can do from a variety. You've just got, like, for instance, and it's interesting that it's 6 because we've got to submit 6 for the year. And, generally, I mean, it's quite funny. I got a thing in my email today, and this is just how, say, the councillors and everything look at it wrongly. They're literally threatening you because you haven't submitted them. I've done some, but I submit them when I'm ready to submit them. I mean, last year I'd submitted everything half year through. And I get it from all sorts of sources. That's why we welcome stuff like this, because if we don't, all the other providers jump on board, and we end up paying between 3,000 and 6,000 rand to get those units from them, or the training from them. But by the same token, a lot of the manufacturers also sponsor these things for free, which we can use. And we sit and we go through these things, and it provides, sufficient information. Yeah, there's a whole lot that I can tell you about that and the way it's applied by different bodies, which makes it, like I think you said earlier, you hope that it is of value, but it's how the various bodies apply these things and ask you to do it. A lot of them have completely missed the point, because I'm SACWA trained as well, so I understand the basis from which they should be coming, and a lot of it is just pointless rubbish. It's just to tick boxes. We need to be able to do that. It's like the Germans and others do it. I studied their stuff many years ago. They actually make the professionals go and work in the universities to actually train people so that they learn. And that's one of the best ways to learn, is when you start training people.
And so I'm reading this correctly, they are free.
They are free. And if I understand what Connie said, she said that it's set up in such a way that the recording of having done it with the appropriate body happens automatically. So you don't get a certificate from her that you then submit. It goes directly onto your submission. Okay. I don't know how that works.
According to the system. Awesome.
Yeah, and then she said
work for everybody else.
Yeah. And then there was someone from Kenya and someone from Mozambique who asked, they're different governing bodies and so on. And she said that she can't record it for them, but they would be honored because it's gone through all the hoops. So she would send those people certification, which they could submit as having done it. So I think she's been very careful about maximizing the facility of the program, getting good information and sending the data where it needs to go as effectively as possible.
So Andre, then in terms of Congo, for example, if they're a doctor in Congo, which they probably don't have the same sort of stipulations and regulations that we have here, but if a doctor there wanted to do it.
Absolutely. And whose sister is a doctor. Alice's sister is a doctor.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So but are we able to list to do the courses ourselves?
No.
Or is it so it's only available? I'm just double checking that. So it's only available to medical people.
If you talk nicely to Bob and he gives you your registration number, you may get a look at.
Then he'll have two. Monica, it's not designed for lay people. It just isn't designed for us. And it takes any, I mean, you can bet your bottom dollar that someone who's a fairly uneducated distributor will listen to it and then think that they can preach about breast cancer. It's not about that.
No,
It's
no, I
not
get that.
about,
Yeah.
training us to be doctors.
No, it's so because I'm just getting it all clearly in my head. So it's about us
But do listen to that video.
building relationships with
It's a tool.
with people in the medical profession who might be interested in using one or two or all six of these CEU point classes, programs, whatever you want to call it. They are free and they are going to be specifically directed into particular areas related to nutrition. And this is what I give you if you would like to do it. Now, I'm just wanting to get onto this recording very clearly what it's about. And so people, because I would like to really emphasize to people on the group that they need to come and listen to this one. Because I think we've got a huge opportunity here.
The other thing is, it is definitely about the follow-up. If you don't follow up, the doctors will get whatever information they get, but you will get zero benefit from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I'm super excited about this. Because I think it gives us a very clear, out of a multi-pronged approach as to how we go about building our businesses, it gives us a very clear direction in a particular area. And I look forward to using this myself. I have a number of names of people already who I have got some of better relationships than with others, but we will see if we can, even if they don't take the opportunity, you've built a subject, a conversation point, which you can have with the person. Yeah.
I've managed to open the flyer. The first one is live, obviously. It's on Tuesday, the 5th of March at 7 p.m. And the full title is Circulating Carotenoids and Breast Cancer Among High-Risk Individuals. So,
have they got the list of all the others up yet, Andre?
No.
Okay, fabulous. Oh, wow. Well, that comes into
and then there's a
housekeeping.
sub thing. It says, it sheds light on the potential of carotenoids as a protective factor against breast cancer, offering insights into tailored prevention strategies for those at increased risk. So without mentioning products, she's really trying to make it as useful to us for the next conversation about sourcing a way in which you can increase the carotenoid level.
Bob, I do hope that you might do it.
Will you do it, Bob? Because you can report back.
How do we find out about it or get access to it?
Well, I'll send you the invitation right now.
Okay.
Okay, Andre, if you could you put it onto the WhatsApp group again for us, please?
Yeah, I will do that now. I did do it once before, but I'm doing it right this minute. And it's come. The invitation is there.
Checking
Jackie might be interested.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fantastic. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to send it to doctors who I know will not be interested, such as omega-3 guy who took 5 bottles of omega this week, Andre. And he may know someone. But I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't do it. I actually wouldn't be surprised. We've got 1 minute, everyone. Wow, Andre, I think out of a long time of very useful sessions, this has to be one of the most useful in a long time. I mean, we always are useful every week. Just to finish off, month end is on the 29th, which I believe is Thursday. So remember, 80% of the work gets done in 20% of the time.
Yeah, we've got
everybody
a lot of
must,
work to do,
you must
Solas.
aim to do your 100 points and keep going to get your bonuses, guys. I'm speaking to the broader group out there. And just never give up. I love that picture of the bird. And so further than that, I haven't got anything else now except for this Tuesday, 5th of March. We're into our last minute. I want to say thank you so much, Andre, very much for that very informative talk. And then, Bob, thank you for sending me the information for doing a survey. We have some thoughts going on, and we are readjusting our way we are possibly doing things, but we won't do anything without anybody knowing. And we thank you all for being here, and have a brilliant, wonderful weekend, everyone.
Thanks very much. Okay.
Have a good week, guys.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.